What's up, people? Welcome back, or I guess y'all should be welcoming me back because I haven't been on here in a long time. But I did want to come on here and talk about the new Billie Eilish album cinematic experience thing she's got going on. So I'm a pretty big Billie Eilish fan. I remember when I got my first record player, the first vinyl I ever purchased was When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And I remember being excited because the disc of the vinyl is actually the same color as my record player that I got that same day. So I thought that was dope. But yeah, I loved this album. I remember I used to listen to it all the time. I still play it pretty regularly. And I became a Billie Eilish fan pretty much instantly. Happier than ever. I also really enjoyed. But when I heard that she was coming out with a new album, of course I got excited. I mean, I'm a super fan. She's still a very new artist. And her music shows a lot of promise because she's shown that she's not afraid to go for more alternative sounds or go for more experimental sounds, more off-kilter types of, vibes. And I feel like Phineas is her brother. I feel like he's been a really big contributor to that because he does all the production on all her albums. And his production style is just so unique to me. I just love the type of drums he picks and the type of grooves that he goes for. I can really hear a big like Kanye inspiration in Phineas. I wouldn't put that on him. I don't know the guy. That's just what I hear when I listen to it. I hear a lot of Yeezus, maybe some 808s and Heartbreak type of sounds. And Billie's singing voice is very soothing. It's very low key. She kind of started that trend of whisper singing. And I know somebody's probably going to ring off in the comments she wasn't the first to do that. I'm just saying that she was the first one that I heard doing it. And I feel like she's doing it better than anybody that's trying to copy her today. So some of y'all might be like, what does this have to do with movies? I thought this was a movie channel. It is. Let's backtrack a little bit. Last year we had Beyonce and Taylor Swift basically put movies out for their tours, and unfortunately I wasn't able to go to either of those. I just didn't really have the time. I didn't make the time. I heard that the fans were super happy. They were gassed up in the theater. They were dancing around. They were singing the songs. I am a fan of Beyonce and Taylor Swift, so I kind of regret not going to see them. So when I heard that Billie Eilish was basically releasing her new album as this kind of theater experience thing, I signed up immediately. I was like, oh yeah, get me a seat. I'm there. You ain't even gotta ask me twice, right? And honestly, I was not disappointed in the slightest. Now, of course, this theater was absolutely packed. And this is not an endorsement for you guys to go see this because, of course, this only happened for today. So there's not any way that you guys are going to be able to experience this after this. But don't worry, the album comes out literally tomorrow night, or I think tonight, because today is Thursday, right? So it's going to come out tonight. Don't worry. It's just basically you get to hear the album early. That's basically it. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like a music video for every single track. They pretty much had the cover art for the album, which I think is a great cover. I love Billie Eilish's artwork. I love that she puts effort into it because we are in a bit of an era where artists aren't putting that much work into their cover arts. I've noticed a lot of them look very sloppy. They look very random. They look very thrown together, and it's never felt that way with Billie Eilish, and I really respect that. But yeah, they got the cover art up on the screen, and then they got the lyrics to the songs playing. They don't give you any of the song titles or anything like that. Yeah, no, I thought the presentation looked good. I liked being able to see the lyrics, and I thought the songs were great. I loved the music on this thing. I actually showed up just a little bit late. I walked into the theater on time, but I like to go to the bathroom first because, I don't want to be sitting there and having to pee. You know what I'm saying? I don't like leaving in the middle of movies because that's just how I am. But it seems like anybody that knows AMC theaters, or I guess any theater these days, they don't really start at showtime 98% of the time. They always play 20-25 minutes of freaking trailers. I remember yesterday, well, of course I remember it was freaking yesterday. I'm not 90 years old. Of course I remember yesterday. What am I talking about? Yesterday, me and my roommate went to go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes again. That's a long title. And they literally, no lie, played 30 minutes of trailers. We got there at 3:45. That jump did not start until 4:15. They stopped playing trailers at like 4:09, 4:10. And for the next 5 minutes, I'm not lying, they just played commercials. They played the AMC commercial, the Dolby commercial, another AMC commercial telling people to like be quiet and not be on their phone. I'm like, yo, this movie's 2.5 hours long, right? Like, y'all don't need to be holding us hostage here for 30 minutes before you even started. But, you know, I say all that to say, I showed up on time for this because I thought I was going to have that 15-20 minute cushion. So it was much to my surprise, I'm walking back down from the bathroom. I didn't take that long, but I'm walking back down the stairs and I already hear music that I don't recognize, and everybody's like really quiet and, you know, listening attentively. I'm like, oh shit, the album already started. All right. So I sit down, and my God, from that point all the way to the end, I loved like every single song from this album. I genuinely loved every track. There were actually 2 points towards like the beginning of the album ish where, yeah, your boy cried. I couldn't explain to you, you know, again, they didn't show the song titles, so I couldn't even tell you which songs they were. I'm sure, you know, I'll be able to pick them out of course I'm going to listen to this album when it comes out tonight. Of course I'm going to play it. But yeah, I don't know, like the emotion, and I think it was also this, sitting in a room full of people that are excited to experience something that you're also a fan of, that you also love. It's kind of a different feeling, you know, because it's the feeling I used to get from MCU movies, you know, going to see them like 2-3 times a year and just being surrounded in that room of people. You know, the Marvel logo comes up and everybody starts clapping and cheering, and, you know, there are always fun moments in between during the film that gets everybody excited and jumping up and down. And since the MCU has kind of pumped the brakes over the past few months, like, I haven't really been getting that. Plus, the movies that they have been putting out, you know, as the fan base has kind of been getting a little tired, a little fatigued with the mediocrity, the fanfare has died down. You know, they don't cheer anymore when the Marvel logo comes up. They don't really react as big when things happen. So even though this wasn't a movie, listening to this album surrounded by a whole bunch of other fans of this chick that just love this music, and hearing them react every time a song would start, or every time she would say something quirky, or Phineas would do a crazy beat drop, like the crowd would just erupt, and it felt amazing sitting there. Honestly, it feels different when you're surrounded by people that love what you love. It's a great experience. Yeah, I love the production. I love the soundscape of this album. It's like nothing I've ever heard her do before. It's not as rough as Don't Smile at Me. It's not as dark and hard hitting as When We All Fall Asleep can be. I would say it's a little bit more similar to Happier Than Ever, with, you know, some really bright poppy places, but it also has its moody, melancholy places. We are talking about Billie Eilish here, and I thought all of these moments were great. The dancey tracks had me tapping my feet, it had me bobbing in my chair, I was nodding my head a lot. There was a lot of great instrumentation, and Billie sounded fantastic. She's exploring her vocal range a lot on this album, and that's something I've always respected about her, is project to project to project. It always seems like she's pushing herself to try something new, to try something different. I don't feel like she's ever like made the same song again, and we have a lot of artists that are guilty of that. So yeah, I appreciated that. No features, 10 tracks. It's super tight, super consistent, super focused, and I loved listening to this album. I can't wait to listen to it many more times. And like I said, surrounded by all these fans was just a great experience. I could tell they were having a blast. They were so excited to be there. You could feel the buzz in the room, and that was awesome. I wish I could afford to go to the tour. I know I'm not going to be able to go to the tour most likely, and yeah, that sucks. But I am going to try to get that vinyl and try to get some t-shirts, maybe just 1 or 2 t-shirts. And yeah, man, this album is fantastic. Again, this is not, you know, this is a movie review channel, and usually movie reviews are to tell you whether or not you should go see something. You don't really have an option to go see this because it's already too late. But the album is dropping tonight. Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, comes out tonight. That's such a pause title. Like, you have to put a pause on that, like, right? You don't. I guess you don't have to. Everybody's entitled to their own choices. But yeah, man, like, I think this album is fire. I can't wait to listen to it some more, and I want to hear what you guys think about it. If you happen to be somebody that got got to catch the movie experience. Let me know what your experience was like down in the comments. And if you're watching this after the release date of the album and you've already listened to it or whatever, go ahead and let me know how you think about it, because I love it. So to talk to more people that love it, I think that'll be great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video.